Mortal Kombat 2021, directed by Simon McQuoid and starring actors which you probably haven't heard of. But this film is about big-name characters, not big-name actors. The running time of this movie is 1 hour, 50 minutes. This review will be spoiler-free. It's time to take it apart. If you are interested in this movie, then you are probably a fan or at least familiar with the game series Mortal Kombat, which started way back in 1992. But don't worry, if you've never heard of it, you will still be able to follow this movie. I saw it with my girlfriend, who has no knowledge of the series or characters, and was just interested after seeing the first 7 minutes of this movie, which you can view online. You should also know that this movie has no ties to the 1995 movie of the same name or its terrible sequel, Mortal Kombat Annihilation, released in 1997. Mortal Kombat 2021 takes place shortly before the events of the Mortal Kombat tournament seen in the very first game. For those of you who don't know, Mortal Kombat is a fighting tournament held between combatants of Earthrealm and Outworld. Outworld is a realm ruled by the Emperor Shao Kahn, who is set on conquering all of the realms. However, to do this, his fighters must win 10 straight tournaments of Mortal Kombat. They have won 9. If you've seen the trailers for this film or heard about the characters and cast in it, then you'll know that this film introduces a new character not seen in the games, Cole Young. I had my concerns about the film taking this direction. Fans want to see the characters they know and love, not some seemingly random new guy. But I needn't have worried. What they did with Cole and how they've built the story works. This isn't a case of the Resident Evil movie franchise, which introduced Alice, a character not present in the games, and which the movies completely obsess over to the detriment of the actual game characters that we wanted to see brought to the big screen. If there is a star or central character of this film, then it isn't really Cole Young. I would say this film is really about the centuries-long feud between Bi-Han, aka Sub-Zero, and Hanzo Hasashi, aka Scorpion. That said, there is a sizable roster of characters which appear in this movie, and I'd say on the whole they are treated with respect and handled in a way which should be pleasing to most fans. Kano is handled particularly well and true to character, whereas on the flip side, Reptile was in my opinion not really done justice, but I can see why he is handled how he is. The story of this film focuses on the Earthrealm fighters and mainly takes place from their perspective. Wanting to ensure victory in the upcoming 10th Mortal Kombat tournament, Shang Tsung, a sorcerer serving Shao Kahn and leading the Outworld fighters, takes it upon himself to bend the rules of Mortal Kombat and assassinate the best Earthrealm warriors before the tournament begins. His chief assassin in this endeavour is Sub-Zero. Whilst a great fighter and with some very impressive abilities, one thing you'll notice is that he's not particularly good at ensuring that his target is actually dead before he leaves the scene. With the assassination and hunting theme in mind, there were a couple of points in this movie where I felt genuine fear, and it felt more like a horror movie than what you would expect from an action fantasy video game adaptation. These scenes of the Outworld assassins hunting down the Earthrealm fighters are some of the best in the movie. Sub-Zero vs Jax, which is spoilt somewhat in the trailers, is excellent, and so is Goro's arrival into Earthrealm. The way the superhuman abilities of the Earthrealm fighters is handled is very interesting, it makes sense, and is as far as I'm aware a departure from the games, which to my knowledge never really explained why humans could shoot fire from their hands or teleport. That said, how Jax's arms are handled probably isn't what you would expect, and what is going on with Kung Lao and his hat might leave you scratching your head. The actors are cast well, are true to their characters, and the characters are treated with respect. This film was definitely made with a reverence to the source material. There were no bizarre changes and no obvious 2021 real-world political ideologies going on in this film. For fans of the games, there are numerous Easter eggs and winks going on, but they are done very cleverly and are never so in your face that they seem out of place. The Liu Kang vs Kano fight references one especially annoying game strategy which was adopted by some players, and that reference is particularly amusing. The special effects were good, they felt in place and the world felt solid. The same goes for character and costume design. Things felt authentic, grounded, and not cartoony. As for fight choreography, For a film which is all about combat, the actual martial arts were nothing mind-blowing, but are perfectly fine. There are a few epic moments in the fights, but these are more to do with special moves and fatalities rather than basic combat. The sound effects were fine, I didn't really notice them. That classic Mortal Kombat theme is here, but in a slightly altered form. There are a few moments where the theme starts to kick in, which gives you tingles, but it never really hits the climax. The running time of 1 hour 50 minutes is about right for this movie, and it should hold your attention throughout. Mortal Kombat 1995 is considered one of the better video game to movie adaptations. Mortal Kombat 2021 is vastly superior to its previous incarnation. Whilst not a flawless victory, I left the theatre immensely satisfied, looking forward to buying the movie when it is out to own and wanting to go and play some Mortal Kombat. My score for Mortal Kombat 2021, no regrets, thoroughly enjoyable.